This video intended for educational purposes.
Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to a new Snapshot update this week for Minecraft 1.11. This is 16W32B with some extra changes to go along with the A version, but if you missed that video for the first 1.11 snapshot, I'll put a link at the top of the description for you, and I'm sure you noticed back here, we've got a couple of green-robed zombie villagers, and I even have one in the oven, pre-prepared. It's curing right now. We'll get back to these guys in just a second. But first, we've got some news. A tweet from developer Serge. It's actually news about news. He says there's going to be news about the API at Minecon, the mod API at long last. But before you get too excited, developer Grum did chime in. He said this is the Minecraft Pocket Edition one. So this is a little bittersweet. I know tons of people have given up hope or have been waiting on the PC Java mod API for years now. And it's happening in a different form, it seems like. We've seen the writing on the wall a little bit. I think we're going to get a couple more years of PC Java updates, and then we'll probably get one final, hopefully very stable release of the original Minecraft, and people can make Forge mods for that, and it'll keep living on, I think, through mods and people enjoying the game. It's not really going anywhere. I don't mean to get gloom and doom, but I think the thing that people are seeing is that the Pocket Edition, Windows 10 Edition, which is way more popular actually, is going to be the ultimate version of the game. It seems to be easier for them to develop for, and I have a feeling we're going to see one super team of Minecraft developers all coming together to make updates for that edition. And if we, have easy mods on that version as well, I have no doubt that it'll become very popular. So I did ask you guys more popular than it already is. It's already crazy popular. I did ask you guys in the past if you wanted to see me cover the PC or the Windows 10 Pocket Edition version in addition to PC and Java. I will not stop doing these updates. But a lot of you said yes, so I'm going to jump on the Windows 10 ship. Hopefully it doesn't sink underneath me, and there we go. And we'll have those updates in the future. So let's get to this snapshot. Now, as you can see, the generic green-robed villager is back. They were taken out in a previous update, but they're back, and they actually spawn naturally now for the first time. They will spawn in villages, and I've got a village that we'll go to in just a second. Their trade GUI is a little weird. There we go. We got it. If you don't name them, I named these zombies so they didn't despawn, but if you don't name them, it will say Nitwit as their name, maybe as a little joke because they don't really do too much right now. They do have the base trades usually, and then once you get past that, they don't unlock any other trades, and sometimes they're glitchy where you can only talk to them once, and they're just very strange right now and don't quite work right, but we'll go see some of them naturally spawning in, and this is the first time I'm going to this village. I started a fresh world because these guys will despawn. The one I was able to name because it was a zombie originally, you saw, but the ones that spawn naturally, like this little guy, he's going to despawn for some reason, and you can't really name them. I even tried using the nether portal little exploit where you can stand in another portal and try to name villagers using a name tag. Didn't seem to work on these guys, and they will, disappear. So hopefully they're fixed, and maybe they have their own profession. They could be like a gardener or something. We already have the farmer, but the green makes me think they'd have something to do with nature. I'd love to see them implemented fully. There's like 3 of them in this village here, all running around with the little time they have before they despawn. So yeah, and as you saw, the zombies will spawn with the generic green-robed villager skin as well. You can get them from the zombie egg, the new zombie villager egg, and they'll spawn naturally as well. But yeah, the trades are pretty limited for them, so hopefully they flesh them out. Now, I did want to talk about some other mods here. Mobs, rather. I'm gonna jump over here and set time to night and grab a skeleton egg from the nice reordered egg list where it's much easier to find what we want. But yeah, skeletons are supposed to avoid water, and I'll show you guys that that's not really the case either. We had some problems with the husks avoiding water. These guys are even worse. They will just, jump right in the water after you. If you're, a target, there they go. They go right in the water. So it seemed like they wanted to make more mobs not go in the water after you to make it a little safer, maybe as in conjunction to the hunger buffs that we got to make the game not quite as difficult in certain ways. But it doesn't seem like it worked, so we'll have to see about that. They did go in with the wither skeletons, and unfortunately, they changed them back to where they will not spawn with armor anymore. or they still kept their sword, but they were starting to spawn with equipment, like chainmail and different types of armor, but they will not do that anymore, and Grum even commented that it was fixed to stop them doing that. And I think it's just because these guys are really tough as it is with that wither effect, so maybe they don't want them to be even tougher by getting all this armor and stuff. And I did also want to mention, last time I mentioned the creepers were one of the few mobs that doesn't seem to have a variant. There is the charged creeper, and a lot of you guys mentioned that in the comments, but I kind of see the charged creeper as a power-up rather than a different one, because they don't really spawn in like that. They have to be struck by lightning, of course. But I'd love to see a variant that spawns in, like the wither skeleton, the strays, the husks, that sort of thing, and have creepers have an even more scarier form, like the wither skeleton does for the skeleton, and all that good stuff. Now, the area where I was at, I did set up a couple rails. We can do it easy here. They did change the hitbox for the rails. It is a little bit lower now. It's a half box on a diagonal rail and a very low box, on the normal one. So they used to be a full box. It's a lot easier to not accidentally break the rail when you're doing stuff like trying to smack something in the way. It would be kind of tough to not destroy your rail system in the past, but they fixed that. And then also, we have, in addition to the title system, another kind of map maker update. In the past, you can do titles that'll pop up. This is the coordinates for the villages here, and or village with the green robe guys. But you can do these titles, and you set it to just kind of display as a title. But now we have a new option called Action Bar, and you can put it down here on the action bar and have it pop up just like that bed message from the previous snapshot. So more options for having the little text pop up is nice. And then last but not least, they fixed some bugs where stray skeletons were called just normal skeletons when they killed you in death messages, and the zombie villagers were only spawning as the farmer villagers. Now they've got all different variety here that they'll spawn as, including the green robe. We've got one right there. They're sizzling. Talk about cooking, those guys. All right, and also the donkeys and mules, when you spawn them from the new spawn eggs, they were crashing and stuff when you tried to jump on them. And yeah, different stuff like that, crash fixes and things. But again, we're not getting any huge, big feature reveals until Minecon, 24th and 25th of September, so a little bit away, but still some good stuff in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll mention again, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, it's @swimmingbird941. It's a little easier to talk to you guys on there directly than, in the comments. But I do try to read all your comments, and if you want to subscribe, of course, there's going to be more Minecraft-related updates in the future, and other games as well. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.